This event is really about partnerships, and so we hope that in a time here we are going to strengthen and celebrate those partnerships.
Experts are saying that, this might be the worst drought in 40 years. This is the 6th consecutive time that we're missing rain, so clearly the rainy pattern has been interfered with. So clearly we're in a crisis mode, and what a time to have this launch, because I'm sure it's going to come in handy as far as creating resilience and helping people out there.
I arrived in Kenya in September of 2019, and I've seen 2 rainy seasons since I've been here. I think 2 true rainy seasons, and so this is obviously something that is very much close to all of our minds these days. So it seems particularly timely that we're here today to talk about the investments that USAID and the U.S. government plan to make over the next 5 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to reaffirm our commitment on behalf of the Council of Governments in endeavoring to work towards the realization of the Sustainable Development Goal number 6 and the Kenya Vision 2030 as we forge stronger partnerships in the water and sanitation sector.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we are launching today is key to us in the health sector, since water, sanitation and hygiene and health are linked in many ways, and as a ministry we give high priority to the same. There is need to implement WASH services holistically so as to achieve the desired objectives. There is equally the need to monitor impact and document emerging best practices. I wish to appreciate the invite, and it's my prayer that all of us will positively contribute to the achievement of the intended plan.
It gives me great pleasure here this morning to participate in this WASH planning event that seeks to deliberate on the USAID initiatives in water supply, sanitation and hygiene space. The core mandate of this ministry is sustainable water resource management and provide access to safe and clean water and reasonable standards of sanitation to all Kenyans and support sustainable food security and socio-economic development through viable innovation. Water has a high economic value in Kenya, as nearly all the country's key economic sectors rely on fresh water resources to function efficiently. Food security, wealth, health, and employment creation and poverty reduction can be achieved through accelerated development and improvement also of irrigation-based systems that allow for production throughout the year. Dear Ambassador and USAID colleagues, I note with appreciation your country's WASH plan that resonates very well with the Kenyan WASH strategic plan.
The strategy is really the means to operationalize the White House Action Plan on Global Water Security. The goal is to improve health, prosperity, stability, and resilience through sustainable and equitable water resource management and access practices. USAID has expanded its commitment to these targets, particularly to address equity. Of the 22 million to have access to water and sanitation, USAID is targeting 50%, half of that, to be first-time users' access.
As I have traveled around Kenya, I asked government officials and community members, what are your priorities? And the number one priority almost universally is water. The linkages between water and a changing climate are crystal clear, perhaps more clear than they have been ever before. Water insecurity and a lack of sanitation and hygiene products continue to risk development gains in health, economic growth, and political stability, while at the same time perpetuating gender and economic inequalities. I'm announcing the new Kenya WASH Country Plan with more than $100 million in U.S. government investment over 5 years. We are finding new ways, however, to address water insecurity and accelerating efforts to address the management of water resources. USAID is ensuring that our country partners have the infrastructure and flexibility to prepare for future shocks by deepening our partnerships with local and national governments, the private sector, and civil society. I have seen, since I've been in Kenya, firsthand the impact that water security and access to sanitation have on people's lives. But I believe by working together, by doubling down on solutions that work, by continuing to experiment on how to do things better, we will collectively find the solutions.